Teenagers can use a menstrual cup, but let's go through all the ins and outs of it, what you might expect, what obstacles you might face, and how to make sure it is the best experience for you. Welcome back to the Bright Girl Health YouTube channel. I am Demi. I'm a menstrual health educator, which is really just like a really fancy way of saying that I talk about periods for my job. And I teach about periods in schools, which is really, really fun. Let's jump straight into menstrual cups for teenagers. This is the Saalt Teen Cup. It is my favorite cup to recommend for teens because it's just small. It's a smaller size for beginners to make it less intimidating and a little bit easier to get the hang of a cup on your first go. If you're a teen and you want to use a cup, go for it, but be kind and patient with yourself. You don't have to have it right on the first go, and if it takes you a couple of weeks, months, even a year to feel like you're comfortable and confident with it, then that's okay. What I've learned throughout years of using menstrual cups and talking to customers and other people online about menstrual cups is that very few people feel like they've mastered it on the first go. But the thing that every cup user says is push through that initial learning phase. There is a learning phase. However, if you push through it, eventually you'll have that light bulb moment when you're like, oh, this is the best thing ever. The Saalt Teen Cup is available on my website, so brightgirlhealth.com. You can get it from my website if you're from Australia. If you're outside of Australia, it's available from the Saalt website. These are 42 Australian dollars on my website and 29 US dollars on the Saalt website. There are other brands of cups too that are all around a similar price, but this is the best cup that I've found for teens. Let's do a size comparison between the Teen Cup and the other Saalt cups. So we have the Saalt regular size, we have the small size, and then we have the Teen Cup. Regular can hold between 3 to 4 tampons worth of blood, small can hold 3 tampons worth of blood, and the Teen Cup can hold 2 tampons worth of blood. So you're still gonna get more wear time and more capacity out of the Teen Cup than you would with a tampon. So you can wear it longer than a tampon, and it's going to hold more of your blood, which will be perfect to not have to change while you're out and about, not have to change while you're at school, and really wonderful for sleeping overnight and not having to get up in the middle of the night and change a tampon or a pad. The other really cool feature about the Teen Cup is that it has a longer stem. This helps to make removing the cup a little bit easier. What you do is you, with your fingers, locate that stem, walk your fingers up the stem, and that helps you find the base of the cup to pinch it and wiggle it out so that you can remove it. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves with removal there, but I just thought I'd point out that that long stem is awesome for beginners. So what age do you have to be to use a period cup? You can use a cup at any age. If you've got your period, you can start using a cup as soon as you feel comfortable and confident to use it. If some people just want to wait till they're a little bit older just to get their confidence up, then that's completely fine. But if someone who is 11 years old wants to use a teen cup, then they can. Some of the benefits of using a teen cup include being able to sleep safely with it all night. With tampons, you don't want to necessarily leave them in all night because that can be over 4 to 8 hours, which is the recommended wear time for tampons. After that time, you're at increased risk of toxic shock syndrome, which is an infection that you can get that can potentially be life-threatening. Now, that doesn't need to scare us, but it just means we need to use tampons according to how they're supposed to be used. With cups, your risk of toxic shock syndrome goes down dramatically, and you're able to wear these safely for 8 hours. The other reason cups are great overnight is because the other alternative is pads, and pads give me pad wedgies. I don't know about you, but while I'm sleeping in the nighttime, my pad goes places that I don't want it to go. I made a whole TikTok about it. But yeah, if you use a cup, you don't get a pad wedgie overnight. You can also swim wearing a cup. You can play sport, you can go upside down. Cups seal to the walls of your vagina, so even if you go upside down, the cup doesn't empty I promise I've done it a multitude of times. The blood stays in the cup until you're ready to take it out. Another big benefit of wearing a cup is getting that 8-hour wear time, which usually if you put it in at the beginning of the day, say the beginning of your school day, then you know that you've got that 8 hours of wear time. You can go the whole day or the whole school day without having to change it, and then you can change it when you get back home. So it takes away any of those awkward or inconvenient bathroom trips that you might have throughout the day to deal with your period. If you've got a heavier period, you may have to change this before the 8-hour of wear time is up, but you'll still get more wear time with this than with a regular pad or tampon, because this holds 2 tampons worth of blood. So how do you use it? How do you put it in? How do you take it out? Let's go through it really simply and quickly. First of all, you're going to fold the cup up so it's nice and small. So there's a couple of different folds you can do. There's the 7 fold where it looks a little bit like the number 7. There is the C fold where it looks like the letter C. And then there's the punch down fold as well. You can experiment with different folds and see which one you like. I personally really like the 7 fold because I feel like it makes the tip of the cup smaller than a tampon. So the insertion point is actually really, really small. And if you're used to using tampons, then this won't be a problem for you. And then once the cup's inside you, I feel like the 7 fold opens up pretty easily, but you figure out what works for you and experiment with different folds. Once your cup is folded, you're going to insert it into the vagina. So locate the vaginal opening. We'll put a diagram here so you can see. And then you insert the cup slowly, just like you would a tampon, angling it back towards your tailbone, because our anatomy doesn't go straight up and down. So as long as the cup is angled backwards towards the tailbone, you get a more comfortable fit. Hold your fold tight until the cup is inside you. Once it's inside, you can let go and let it slowly open. Once your cup's open, it'll form a seal around the walls of your vagina if it's fully open. Now you want that seal because that keeps it in place all day long and prevents it from leaking. One way to figure out if you've got the seal correct is to just swirl your finger around the outside of the cup while it's inside you and feel for any places where it may not be fully opened. If you find a place where it's not fully open, take your finger and just push against the wall of your vagina in that spot to give the cup some room to open. You don't need to push your cup too high up. It's okay if the stem is sticking out a little bit. On the flip side, it's also okay if the stem is fully inside your body. Everyone's body is different and everyone's vaginas are different shapes and sizes. So whatever feels comfortable for you is where your cup should be sitting. And now you can go live your life and not have to think about your period. If the cup is in properly, it should not be uncomfortable and you shouldn't be able to feel it. Now, when you're ready to take it out, go to the bathroom, locate the stem of the cup. Never pull the stem. That's going to hurt you. Instead, walk your fingers up the stem and pinch the base at the grip ring. I love that the Saalt Teen Cup has these grip rings because it helps you to locate where the base is and where you need to pinch. So pinch the cup at the grip rings and then it should really easily wiggle out. No blood spills while you're doing this, usually, because you keep it held upright. And you can even do it in the shower so that if you do make a mess, it's no big deal. Then once the cup's out, you just dump it into the toilet or down the shower drain, rinse it with some cold water and gentle soap, and then you can put it back in. You can wear this cup your whole period and it lasts you 10 years as well. Then at the end of your period, once you've finished bleeding, you can sanitize it by boiling it on the stove for 5 to 7 minutes, or you can get a microwave case to microwave it to sanitize it. I've got another video about 6 ways that you can clean a menstrual cup, so you can go and have a look at that video to figure out what way of cleaning the cup might best work for you. I do have some more in-depth videos about inserting, removing the cup, about troubleshooting leaks or troubleshooting any pain or discomfort. So if you're really into using a menstrual cup, you can go and check out those videos. I will link my menstrual cup playlist down below and maybe up here if I can figure that out. If you have any questions about using a cup, feel free to comment them below and I will try to answer them. You can check out our Instagram and TikTok as well because there's lots of period cup stuff, period underwear stuff, just period stuff on there in general. I hope this video was helpful and I'll see you in my next one.
My book, The Bright Girl Guide, is available worldwide. It's all about you understanding your menstrual cycle and your hormones.
Peace.